What if the thing you're most ashamed of is actually the very thing the world needs most? This is the story of a dragon who feared his own fire. A dragon who hid from the world because he believed his light could only destroy. But what he didn't know is that his fire was meant to save it. Stay with me till the end, this one might just change how you see yourself. And don't forget to subscribe if you love stories that light up your heart. Once upon a time, high in the misty mountains, there lived a young dragon named Ember. Unlike the others in his clan, Ember's fire burned brighter and hotter than any dragons before him. When he sneezed, trees caught fire. When he laughed, sparks danced through the air. And when he got angry, all fields turned to ash. The other dragons learned to fear him. Not because he was cruel, but because he couldn't control his flame. And so, they whispered, "Stay away from Ember." They called him dangerous, unpredictable, broken. So Ember did the only thing he thought he could do. He hid his fire away. He lived alone in a dark cave high above the clouds, wrapping his wings around himself to keep the fire in. He stopped roaring. He stopped breathing deeply. He even stopped dreaming. Because every time he did, the flame would flicker inside him, and he was afraid. He believed his fire was a curse. Years passed. The valley below grew cold, dark, and lifeless. The people who once looked up at the dragon stopped seeing their glow in the sky. One night, a terrible storm came. Lightning struck the mountains. A village at the base of the cliffs caught fire, and then froze in the same breath as snow began to fall. The people were trapped, the storm had cut off every path. From his cave, Ember could see the faint lights below, flickering, dying, begging for warmth. He felt something deep inside him stir. That flame. The one he had buried for so long. But a voice in his head whispered, "Don't. You'll only make it worse." He turned away. He tried to sleep, but his heart wouldn't let him. He could feel the world calling to him. Finally, Ember stood. He stepped out into the storm. The wind roared. The snow cut against his scales. He looked down at the valley, tiny, freezing lights scattered like stars about to fade. He took one deep breath. And for the first time in years, he let it out. The fire that burst from his lungs wasn't wild or cruel. It was bright, golden, alive. It cut through the storm like dawn breaking after a long night. The snow melted from the rooftops. The villagers looked up in awe. The same dragon they once feared was painting warmth across the sky. He flew down, landing softly among them. The people gathered close, trembling, not from fear this time, but from hope. Ember lowered his head. His fire lit the hearts again, melted the frozen river, and brought life back to the valley. From that day on, the villagers no longer feared the dragon in the mountains. They built a great stone hut in the center of the village and carved his name above it, Ember's light. And every winter, when the cold winds returned, Ember would rise from his cave and breathe warmth across the land. Carefully, gently. With the same fire he once thought was a curse. He learned something powerful that day. It wasn't his fire that was dangerous. It was his fear of it. When he embraced who he truly was, his fire became not destruction, but light. Maybe you're like Ember. Maybe there's something inside you that you've been hiding. A talent, a dream, a voice, because someone told you it was too much. But here's the truth. Your light isn't meant to be hidden. Your fire isn't meant to be feared. It's meant to warm the world. Don't dim yourself just to make others comfortable. Because the thing that makes you different might be the very thing that saves someone else. So, if you ever feel like you're too much, remember Ember, the dragon who feared his own fire. And let your light shine anyway. Because somewhere out there, someone needs the warmth only you can give. If this story touched your heart, hit that subscribe button. And watch till the end for more stories that remind you. You were never meant to hide your fire. You were born to light the way.